Bitcoin could absolutely skyrocket in November. However, I've got some bad news. It's time for you to buckle up. If you're new here, my name is Steve. I'm going to help you get one step closer to financial freedom. November could be legendary. It could be a month that we remember for a very long time. We're going to be jumping into it, but we've got to start with something that could really change your life. We launched a brand new indicator bundle. It's been on fire. People have been going crazy for it. They're already starting to make some legendary trades with it, and I want you to be next. But the problem is the seats are almost gone. In fact, they could be gone right now. If you go to cryptocrewuniversity.com and you don't see this page, they're all gone, but you can't miss out on this. This is a game changer. Whether you're a day trader, a swing trader, a long-term holder, these will be legendary. You've been looking for buy and sell alerts right to your phone, and that's what these indicators will do. So you go to cryptocrewuniversity.com. The link is down below. It'll be the first link in the description. It'll be on the screen right now, and that's where you go to sign up. Okay, if you have any questions, you can email me, info@cryptocrewuniversity.com. We're also doing a lot of really cool things to help people that are single moms, single dads, veterans, people that are really affected by coronavirus. They're looking for a way out. Maybe this indicator bundle is a little bit out of their price range and they're like, hey, can you do something to help me? Yeah. If you fit that category, email me right now, info@cryptocrewuniversity.com, but don't hesitate anymore. You've been procrastinating. I'm talking to you. Go sign up right now. This is what you need. This is what you've been looking for. Now, let's jump into this. This is going to get exciting. We've been covering this chart for a little over a year, and it's almost scary how this chart has played out. Take a look. Peel your eyes to this red circle, and this yellow circle. We're going to cover red, red, yellow. All right. Are you ready for red, red, yellow? The first red, and this is, by the way, in 2013, was an absolute moonshot up to this exact fib level. We got resistance at exactly the 7639 in the month of April. So April, resistance at this red line. Okay. What happened this cycle? Well, April, resistance at exactly this red line, the 7639 fib. So backing up a second, this is obviously the log growth curves. These are Fibonacci levels. So exactly in the month of April, resistance at this 7639 fib level. Okay, now what happened next? An absolute crash down below our median line and a fallout with a low in July. So April high, July low. April high, July low at exactly the same fib levels. Okay, fib level 7639 and fib level 26.31 was the absolute low in the same month. This is where it gets eerily similar. Right after that, what we did back here is we spent the month of August and September at resistance at this green line. So April high, July low. April high, July low. Next 2 months, August and September, resistance at this green line. Are you with me so far? Isn't this fascinating? And again, we're just covering the facts in the charts. We're not making some outlandish prediction, Bitcoin to $1 million in the next 5 minutes. We're not one of those channels. We're just covering the facts. And the facts are really clear in this chart. April high, July low. Next 2 months, August, September, resistance at this green line, which is the 50% resistance. That's exactly what we just did, August and September. You remember those months, resistance at exactly the 50% fib level. Now this is where it gets very interesting, because October, what we've been thinking about, what we've been looking at in this chart is a potential opportunity for October to be that month that we finally breach through, where we spent a whole bunch of months below this 50% fib level. October is the month where some excitement starts to build, and guess what? We're right there. We're peeking our nose through, we're peeking our head through, and we're at that point as we speak of following this chart where October is that month that we come up here. And we'll talk about potentially how high October could go. But November is where it really happens. And again, I also have some bad news to share with you. But we'll talk about the good news first. October could be that month that we finally breach through. There's a lot of excitement. We break some key resistance. And then November could be the month that it just explodes. And again, this is just following this particular chart pattern. We've got to look for confluence in some of the other key charts that we're looking at, but we're just talking about this one today. We're going to remain level-headed, whether we're going to the moon or we're crashing. We're going to stay level-headed. We're going to stay even keel. We're going to look for confluence. We're going to look at the facts, and you're going to be a disciplined trader, a disciplined investor. But let's get excited for just a moment. November, if we were to repeat this, and again, we've repeated it so far, April high, July low, the next 2 months, August, September as resistance, October breakthrough. We're on track. And if November repeated, what would it look like? So far, this pattern has repeated. If November repeated as it has in the past, what would it mean? How high could we go? How high could we skyrocket in the month of November? Let's take a look. November would start here. We would potentially be somewhere around flirting with the 60K level, and we could potentially in November go from the flirting with the 60K level all the way up here to this top yellow band. How do we know that? Well, that's what we did before. In this cycle here, we also did it in this cycle here. Generally, what we do in market cycle tops, just like we did in 2011, is we top out right at this top yellow band. We did it in 2011, we did it in 2013, and we topped out in 2018. So let's hypothetically say we follow this pattern, we continue to break through, and we top out. Let's see what that looks like. So in November, coming up to this level, we're talking about $136,000 Bitcoin. But I did say I had some bad news, all right? That's pretty good news, right? We're roughly, right now, we're roughly at 55K. And to go from 55 to 137 would just be ridiculous, like a video game. But there is some bad news. What could happen is a bubble, right? That could be our bubble. Right? If we're following this pattern, we've got to be realistic. There's a lot of folks that think this cycle could go a really long time. And by the way, we can look for confluence to see if that is in fact true. But we're just hypothetically saying, if we follow this pattern, which we have not for 1 month, not for 2 months, not for 3 months, we've been following it for like 10 months. So it's not like we've been following for a couple days and it's an interesting pattern for a few days or maybe a few weeks. No, we've been following this move for 10 months. So if we continue, it tells us that the market could potentially top in November. Think about this for a second. If Bitcoin goes from 55,000 up to 137, 136, what would people be saying? They would be saying, oh, 200,000 is next, 250,000 is next, 300,000 is next, 500,000 is next. And that would catch everybody by surprise. What does Bitcoin usually do? It catches everybody by surprise. So this chart would actually make sense in the scheme of investing, in the scheme of Bitcoin. But it's something I wanted to bring to your attention. We'll remain level-headed. We'll continue to look at the facts. We'll continue to look for confluence, but this is pretty fascinating. November is just around the corner, and that could be a month of a one to remember. For sure. So comment down below if you were able to lock in your seat for that indicator bundle. That's gone crazy. People are already starting to make legendary trades. Comment down below right now. I'll be replying to you guys. And if you haven't locked in your seat, no more hesitating. Go pull the trigger. This is your time. This is what you've been waiting for. This is what you deserve for you and your family's future. And again, if you're somebody like a single mom, single dad, veteran, someone that's really struggling at the moment, send me an email, info@cryptocrewuniversity.com, and I will be there to help you out. Peace and love to the fellow underdogs. I'll see you in the next video.